Lovelees, it's Leanna and it is Vlogmas day 4. How exciting. We are documenting the next 25 days, now on the 4th day, of working in the studio, packaging orders, creating new corsets, pattern making, all the stuff. We had a slow start because of video errors and I'm just like, but day 4 will be another good day. I'm so excited, you guys. So let's go ahead and just get it started. Okay, so right off the bat, I want to show y'all a few of the supplies that I just received from Amazon, obviously. Well, I didn't receive, I bought them. They just came in the mail. We got more thread because I am running out. I have literally probably about 3 feet left, which is gonna get me nowhere. And I buy the big box, 4 spools, so exciting. I also bought some more black ribbon because I run out of this quite often. And then also my favorite grommets to use are the Craftmore gunmetal and gold, and I think I pretty much only use gunmetal and gold. Rarely silver. I swapped most of the silver for gunmetal, but these are just so strong and so pretty, so highly recommend these. And they sell the big pack, which is nice. It's $750. So anyways, on today's agenda, we are going to be cutting out the snakes for the Sinister corsets. And then we'll probably get to start sewing those, or I might put them to the side to cut out some more LOKI corsets, and then we will sew all of that together in one go. I kind of like to sew in big chunks. It just makes it easier for my hands and my brains. Otherwise, I think we'll just go ahead and jump into cutting out the Sinister corsets and see how far we can get today. So this is the really pretty snake fabric. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with it. I think I have 2 bolts of this left, so that should last me for a lot of corsets beyond the ones that I'm making today. And really what I like to do is make sure that I give everyone a main snake on the center and then snake parts and pieces on the side so it all just looks correlated. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and start placing and cutting those right now. Okay, so I have my list of what I need and we've got all the sewing patterns so we can get started. So like I said, for the centers, what I like to try to do is make sure that I have a snake coming down the center. I keep in mind that I run a boning channel down the center, so I always try to make sure it's a little bit offset. So here's a snake head, here's a snake head, and then here's some bodies. So I'll lay the pattern piece underneath and then kind of position it where the snake, and see, this one comes too close to the edge, so I probably won't use that one there. See, so that's pretty good. So then I'll just use the rotary cutter to start cutting these out. Just like this. So now I have the centerpiece and can move this to the side. And then with all these like leftover small pieces of body, that's where these sides come in, where I can just cut these as it is. As long as there's some sort of snake on the side, that's fine with me. See, so this black snake head right now it's too small for something, but I still might hold on to this piece because that's just a gorgeous piece of the felted snake. So we'll just put that to the side. Okay, so now that I have all of these snakes cut, I can start putting either the boning channels on the centers or start sewing the leather pieces with the mesh. And I think what I'll do is I'll make one so y'all can see how I do them, and then I'll just get in the groove and make as many as I can. Okay, so I'll use the size 30 as an example. The way this is laid out is this is my center back. We forgot our side back. And then we have our snake leather and then our center. What I'm gonna do first is take this snake piece and sew the center channel of boning down the center, and then I can start sewing all these pieces together and then put the boning on top of that. For these, I use this cloth covered boning. It works really well for me. It's just a casing that is made, and I will just sew it right down the center on both sides. Just like this. So then when I put the boning in, it'll be right on top. So now from here, I can sew the side pieces together. Okay, I've brought all the pieces that we need. I usually like to start with the easiest pieces, so I'll start with these side back pieces. All of my seams are always 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm gonna top stitch my seams towards the center back. Alright, so we have our back pieces. So these are sewn just like that. So I will sew this as well at 1/4 inch. And then we are also, we are also racing the clock on that thread. Let's see if we can make it. These pieces, I'm going to stitch a top stitch on the lace side so that way that lays nice and flat. Alright! Okay, we made it as far as to sewing the whole corset together. Now what's next though, which I will change the thread, is going to be sewing this boning casing onto every seam that we have. Not this back seam, but it will have boning on the center back. But we'll put one here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 channels. And then we can start binding the edges. I rarely rethread them. Then we just pull it through. Okay, all the boning channels have been sewn. Usually what I'll do, so what I'm gonna do next is add the binding to the top and then we can insert the boning. I also need to make sure that all these are cut properly. That way I'm following the correct shape of the corset. Alright, okay, so now I can cut this boning down to size, and what I also do is I melt the corners so that way they stay nice and smooth. And this is just the boning that comes with this casing. It's pretty good, especially for how shallow these corsets are. I'm not too worried about the integrity of them, if you will. I measure them smaller than the casing so that way when I go to sew the bottom, it will not poke out or hit my needle because it will break my needle. So like I said, I'll just round out the edges now. Okay, now I can just slide these into the channels themselves. Okay, now I can position these in place. Which, as you can see, I still have room at the end to be able to sew the binding at the end without hitting the boning. So now I can do the same with the bottom by trimming off these bottom edges, making sure it's one smooth layer. Give ourselves a sharp point, and then we can bind it. Alright, and here is the corset with the trim in it, and now I can position these bonings a little bit more even. And then one of the last things that I do is going to be to add all of the details that go here, which is the rivets and the grommets and the ribbons, and then the same thing for closing off the back. But I think here I'm going to pause it here. Okay, you guys, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pause that right there and finish off this corset. I think I'm going to finish off making a bunch tonight, but then I'll show y'all the final products in the next vlog tomorrow, just because my battery's about to die and I'm not sure, like I have to charge it. I haven't bought a second one. It's on the list, but I'll let the battery charge and then prep for tomorrow's vlog, and we'll see the finished corset, how I finish the corset, and then we'll move on to some LOKI corsets, which we have a lot of those to make, so really look forward to that. And otherwise, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye!